Today, I want to share a deeply meaningful book with you. It has been translated into over 16 languages and published in nearly 20 countries. What's special is that its core ideas are distilled from a leading course at Harvard University, which attracts over 1,600 students annually, with many even bringing their parents and grandparents to attend lectures. This is the book Happier by Dr. Shawn Achor. Its central message is to show us how to achieve lasting satisfaction, boost our happiness index, and improve our quality of life. Dr. Achor, through years of positive psychology research, affirms that we can all attain true happiness and long-term contentment through learning and practice. In today's discussion, we will explore two key questions. First, what is happiness, really? And second, what methods can help us achieve genuine happiness? Let's dive in. What is happiness, in essence? As a child, Shawn Achor trained in squash and dreamed of becoming a national champion. To achieve this goal, he had to diet and strictly control his weight, meaning he couldn't touch his absolute favorite food, hamburgers, no matter how much he craved them. He vowed that once he won the championship, he would eat 4 hamburgers at once. Finally, after many years of training, at the age of 18, he became a champion. The feeling of standing at the pinnacle of his life brought him immense joy. He immediately ran to a hamburger shop and bought 4 to eat. But as he saw the 4 burgers laid out before him, he suddenly lost all interest. Even after finishing them, he didn't feel the happiness he had imagined. Back home, looking at the trophy on his bedside table, he unexpectedly burst into tears. Why? He realized that even after achieving a lifelong goal, the feeling of happiness only lasted for a brief moment. This made him wonder, how long can human happiness truly last? Carrying this profound question, he understood that becoming a champion didn't bring the happiness he had expected. From that moment, he committed to studying the nature of human happiness. He pursued higher education, earning a PhD in positive psychology from Harvard University, and later developed the theoretical framework for positive psychology, popularized in this very book. In the book's introduction, Dr. Achor discusses his research on 2 groups of people. The first group consisted of individuals who, unfortunately, suffered traffic accidents and became disabled. Psychologists arranged for them to participate in a mutual support club, then tracked how long it took for their sense of happiness to return to its previous level. The results showed that, on average, within about a year, these individuals were able to rediscover happiness. The second group comprised people who suddenly won multi-million-dollar lotteries. Psychologists also had them join a club and monitored how long their happiness lasted. Measurements revealed that, on average, after just 1 month, the euphoria of winning the lottery had faded, and their happiness levels returned to what they were before the win. So, what did the research on these 2 groups tell us? Psychologists concluded that happiness is not a state. It does not depend on circumstances. Happiness is, in fact, an ability. Now imagine this, someone bequeaths you hundreds of billions of dollars. This is clean money, you have nothing to fear and no taxes to pay. Furthermore, you have a perfect career, high social status, respected by all or influence in the community. Most importantly, you are in excellent health, free from illness and blessed with an attractive appearance. You also have a loving partner by your side, sharing life's experiences with you. If you had such a perfect life, would it be enough? Could you truly be happy? The author's answer is no. Dr. Achor points out that no matter how perfect a person's conditions, if they lack the ability to feel happiness, they will not be able to sustain it long-term. Studies and surveys show that many wealthy people commit suicide, not because their lives are bad, or they are unhealthy, or lonely. It's because they have lost the ability to feel happiness. So, what is this ability to feel happiness? It is our sensitivity to joy. Every Lunar New Year, when you wore new clothes and received lucky money, and everyone visited each other, you felt those days were incredibly joyful. But as you grew older, the new year gradually became less exciting, perhaps even a burden. You no longer found it joyful. That's because your capacity to feel happiness had diminished. In fact, the opposite of happiness is not unhappiness, but apathy. 2 years ago, I visited a friend and stayed with them for a while. Their cozy house was nestled by a tranquil lake. Every morning, simply by opening the window, I could watch the glorious sun slowly rise, its gentle golden light shimmering on the lake, surrounded by lush green mountains and the melodious chirping of birds. The air there felt extraordinarily fresh, free from dust and the noisy honking of cars. Every breath felt like inhaling new life. My chest swelled with an indescribable comfort, joy, and serenity. I felt that the people living there must truly be happy. But when I shared this with the neighbors and my friends' parents, saying that living amidst such beautiful nature meant every day was a joy, most simply replied that they had lived there for decades and found these things completely normal. This is a manifestation of being desensitized to happiness. If a person loses the ability to feel happiness, it means they have fallen into the opposite state of happiness, living apathetically like a machine. If one doesn't realize their sensitivity to joy is diminishing, then no matter how ideal their conditions, circumstances, or life state, they will never feel true happiness and can easily feel unhappy about anything. The source of true happiness lies in the process of achieving or experiencing something. You can still feel joy right now. Therefore, we must consciously train our ability to feel happiness. So, how can we cultivate this ability? Here is the method for true happiness. In this book, Dr. Achor introduces his 4-quadrant model of happiness: present happiness, present unhappiness, future happiness, and present happiness plus future happiness. Let's explore which quadrant you might fall into. The first type of person is the instant gratifier ***, focused on present happiness ***. These individuals live by the principle of immediate pleasure. For example, those addicted to drugs, gaming, endless scrolling on their phones, shopping, and so on. Any excessive indulgence demonstrates that this type of person has lost self-control and only focuses on immediate joys. For them, self-gratification must be instant to feel happy and content. However, are these people truly happy? The answer is definitively no, because instant happiness in the present often leads to unhappiness in the future. Unrestrained and uncontrolled self-gratifying behaviors cannot bring you good results later on. The second type is the asterisk nihilist ***, characterized by present unhappiness ***. These are people who cannot enjoy the present and have no specific goals for the future. They live day by day, just getting by. Such individuals are described as nihilists. The book mentions the concept of learned helplessness. For example, in Thailand, elephants are trained from a young age. People only need to stick a small stick in the ground, and a large elephant will immediately stop moving. Why is this possible? Because when the elephant was young, sticks were used to control it. The baby elephant struggled but couldn't break free. After a week of trying, it gave up, and from then on, just seeing a stick meant it knew it couldn't move. This is learned helplessness. Humans, like domesticated animals, also experience this state. For instance, a wife resents her husband for not helping with housework or raising children, or a husband feels annoyed by his wife's constant nagging. Some people silently endure disharmonious relationships between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, or children suffer under parental imposition, or parents feel hurt by disrespectful children, and so on. All these cases demonstrate learned helplessness. When do they become helpless and fall into nihilism? It's when they live, complaining and sad, yet accepting the status quo. They shrug it off and carry on without doing anything to change. They fail to change successfully because they misidentify the target for change. They always want others to change, placing countless expectations on external factors. However, the truth is that we cannot change anyone, so the more we expect, the more hopelessly we live. The only person we can change is ourselves. When we change, everything else changes. We need to understand that, when we fall into such a hopeless state, we cannot experience true happiness. Next is the type of person focused on future happiness ***, a situation many people find themselves in. These are the aristocrat racers ***, who endure the present to achieve future goals. They believe that to realize future aspirations, all current efforts are worthwhile. Life, they think, requires enduring all present hardships to exchange for future happiness. Thus, they have thoughts like, if only I earn enough money, I'll be happy. If only I have a house, I'll feel secure and content. If only I can travel the world, I'll be satisfied with my life. If only my child gets into a top school, I'll be overjoyed. If only I finish today's deadline, I'll finally get to rest blissfully. And so on. What about these people in 5, 10, or 20 years? Will they truly be happy? The author's answer is that if you become a rat racer, you will never achieve true happiness. Because no one truly achieves a goal and feels completely calm and happy. Sometimes, instead, there's a sense of emptiness. Any expectation that changing external circumstances can change one's internal state of happiness is unrealistic. The majority of society today consists of people who endure the present for future happiness. Our materialistic society and education system have created countless such individuals. Think back to your school days. We carried the expectations of parents and teachers to study hard and get high grades. We carried heavy backpacks, studied morning and night, stayed up late doing homework, and attended extra classes on weekends, year after year. We grew up and continuously set new goals. In high school, thousands of people jostled on a narrow path to get into a top university. After much difficulty, we finally entered university, but before we could even catch our breath, we had to continue striving to find a good job after graduation. When we entered the working world, we imagined we could finally enjoy life, but it turned out we were still under pressure, moving from one goal to the next, relentlessly pursuing. We have always been busy with the belief, suffer first, then enjoy. But does this truly bring happiness? Whenever we achieve something, we are certainly happy, but that joy is very fleeting, quickly submerged by new tasks, new worries. A life like this will always keep us trapped in a spiral of suffering due to endless goals, continuous hoping, and continuous expectation when something is not yet achieved. This is also the greatest trap of human materialism. Once again, looking at examples around us, if you conduct a survey, you'll be surprised to find that many model students, those who are comprehensively excellent, or those who have achieved outstanding success, don't truly feel happy, at least not as happy as we might think. Why is that? The main reason is that we have focused too much on expecting and hoping for an asterisk result, missing out on the joys of the asterisk process asterisk. We have a habit of chasing grand goals, thinking that achieving the goal will bring us joy, and we don't pay attention to our present emotions. Therefore, often what we call happiness is actually just temporary relief from some pressure and anxiety. Such joyful feelings are hard to sustain. That is not true happiness. The author calls it merely an illusion of happiness. So, who are the people who experience true happiness? They are those who are asterisk happy in the present and happy in the future asterisk. For truly happy people, the first core element for a happy future is the ability to maintain happiness in the present. What does it mean to maintain present happiness? Are you the type of person who often reminisces about your youth and school days? Can we return to the past? The answer is definitively no. We cannot relive past experiences, nor can we suddenly leap into the future. The only place we can truly be is the present, this very moment. If you cannot feel the joy of the present, and your mind is constantly regretting the past or dreaming of the future, then the present moment becomes a painful endurance, and you have missed it. Have you ever worried to the point of madness about an upcoming exam? Have you ever felt poor, seeing others with cozy homes, luxurious cars, traveling everywhere, and felt you needed to find a way to earn much more money to have such a life? Or have you ever seen others with their loved ones while you were all alone and felt so sad you wanted to cry? Or have you ever felt troubled and angry because others didn't understand you or did things contrary to your wishes? If so, your mind is immediately drawn into the past, into the future, or into external expectations. And in that moment, you overlook the present seconds, the joy of the experience, and even the sense of completeness already within you. However, this doesn't mean you should abandon all desires. If we live without goals, we'll fall back into nihilism, letting life drift wherever it may. Here, we must understand that we absolutely can have goals and desires. You might want to buy an expensive car, live in a big house, earn a lot of money, or travel the world. There's nothing wrong with that. It only becomes a problem when your desires become excessive, when you cling to a specific future outcome that must be achieved. At that point, you develop fear and feel pressured by what you haven't yet achieved or completed. Then, if the results don't meet your expectations, you'll feel utterly disappointed and miserable because your expectations were simply too high. The author emphasizes that true happiness must be a process combining joy and meaning **. Joy represents the present moments, while meaning stems from future goals and benefits. What does this mean? It means you strive for the future, but simultaneously, you must always enjoy and cheerfully experience the process of striving. It's like the saying in the famous animated film Soul, "Life needs purpose, but not to live ** for ** purpose." But how do we avoid becoming slaves to future goals here? The first thing you need to do is reevaluate your life goals. A meaningful goal must be voluntary and aimed at realizing your self-worth, not at satisfying the expectations of others or meeting certain societal standards. When we talk about goals, we immediately think of the work we will do for most of our lives. A psychologist identified 3 types of attitudes people have toward work. First, viewing work as a *** job. Second, viewing it as a ** career. And finally, viewing it as a * calling **. Some people see work as a job means to earn money, and they don't fully commit to it. In this case, they work simply to live, and beyond their salary, what they look forward to most are holidays. Others view work as a career. Besides earning money, they care about professional development, pursuing power and reputation. In this case, in addition to money, they expect other rewards like opportunities for promotion and significant growth. The third type of person views work as their calling. For them, work is the purpose of their life. They do this work not because they are forced to, but because they want to. Therefore, no matter how harsh the conditions, perhaps not earning much money or having high status, they are always passionate about their work, continuously improving themselves through it. Only those in the third group can truly connect their work with their life's purpose. They will easily enjoy the working process. When you strive for your self-worth, for your own calling, your daily life will become incredibly rich and joyful. You will have a future that makes you feel more satisfied. This way of living is what can bring a truly authentic and lasting sense of happiness to the present. So, how do we find a job that truly suits us? Dr. Achor introduces the MPS method, where M stands for asterisk meaning ***, P for pleasure ***, and S for strength. These correspond to 3 self-reflection questions. What is meaningful to me? What brings me joy? And what are my strengths? Answer these questions. Recall moments in your life that gave you a sense of mission and meaning. Write down activities that make you joyful, excited, and easily achieve a flow state. Then, find the intersection point between these answers. This method can help us adjust our life's direction. While it may not help you find a high-paying job, it can help you find one that brings happiness. After understanding yourself better, the third step to finding happiness in work is to recreate your job asterisk. You should ask yourself, am I happy with my current job? What should I do to feel happier? Am I doing this job for material gain, others' expectations, or out of personal passion and calling? Then, based on your specific situation, you can choose to make changes at either a macro or micro level. Changing at the macro level means making a big decision quitting your job to find a new one that is more suitable, happier, and meaningful. Changing at the micro level means you don't need to leave your current job but can make more appropriate adjustments. For example, you can find happiness in your daily tasks, discover the meaning of your work, or enhance the tasks you enjoy, find meaningful, and excel at. You can set clear goals for your current job, seek challenges in ordinary things to achieve a flow state. You could also try changing positions, requesting to join new projects, taking on a more important role in company operations, or finding a position within the current work system that excites you more. Finally, before making any decisions about change, we need to consider whether our actions might deny others their right to pursue happiness. That is, are you only focusing on your own benefit for your own goals? If you hurt others, it also means you are gradually destroying your own happiness. Happiness is not pure self-sacrifice, nor is it subtle egoism. No one can exist in isolation, and happiness can only flourish on a foundation of harmony, mutual benefit, and symbiosis with the surrounding environment. So, these are the methods to achieve true happiness. You'll see that this approach combines living mindfully in the present with finding your life's work calling and developing your self-worth. Finally, I want to share a piece of advice from my own personal experience. Start by simplifying your life, which means practicing subtraction. Subtract goals and tasks that leave you no time for yourself, where you can't spend at least an hour a day in quiet meditation and observing your emotions. Subtract the trivial daily tasks that keep you constantly busy or the fleeting pleasures that endlessly pull you in, gradually drifting you away from genuine joy. For these things, be determined to reduce them. As psychologist Tim Kasser said, Time affluence brings more happiness than material affluence. So, protect your time for things that are truly meaningful and bring you joy. Say no to time-consuming activities like endless browsing, watching films, short videos, or imposing expectations on yourself and others. Give up chasing money and fame. Redirect your focus to internal goals that bring true joy and meaning to your life. Our lives may have many goals, like mountains to conquer, but on that journey of experience, we can always find joy in every step. Climbing a mountain is joy, descending a mountain is also joy. When you learn to find joy in every step, your life's album will be filled with happy memories instead of painful recollections. This is the secret to living a truly happy and lasting life. I hope that all of us have been, and will be ready on the journey back to the present, taking control of our own future.